To everyone that has even an ounce of respect for me, did you know that I owned a Wii U? This is my Wii U Game Collection. Yes, I am one of the few in the world that actually wanted and eventually got a Nintendo Wii U. Yes, the Wii U was not Nintendo's most popular console by a long shot, but I nevertheless really wanted it when I was younger, and you know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't regret getting a Wii U at all. I had so much fun with it. I remember at the time, I remember there was a lot of hype for the Wii U, at least within my friend group. I think with maybe in my immediate friends that were as into Nintendo as I was, or, you know, at least understood my, respected my enjoyment of Nintendo games more so than they probably would today. I remember when I got a Wii U, I was super excited to play it with people, and experience all of these new games. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. The Wii U era was one of my favorite eras of gaming history in general. I just feel like I was always constantly excited for video games when the Wii U was new and when games were coming out for it. And I'm still obviously excited for games nowadays, but there's just something about this time that just I have a lot of strong, good memories of, for lack of a better way of putting it. And I would like to share with you some of those memories today by talking about my little collection that I have here. So starting off, we have a very interesting game to start off with talking about here. Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. Sorry, I was reading the name of the game from my viewfinder on the camera here, and it was a little blurry. But yes, Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. So why do I have this game? Well, and why is this the first game I'm talking about here? Well, in case you couldn't tell from this little setup here, I ordered all of my games in alphabetical order, so this was just bound to happen. This was just inevitable, okay, that the Batman was going to be first. Anyways, the reason why I have this game, I remember going over to my uncle's house a lot when I was younger, and I specifically remember playing Batman Arkham Asylum on his Xbox 360. I loved that game. I played through the entire story. We would go over, me and my dad, we would go over to his house every other night, essentially, and just play, you know, Xbox 360. They would let me, like, he would just let me play his Xbox 360, play through the Batman game. Just anytime I was there, I would get through a little bit of the Batman game, and then we would play like some multiplayer game like soccer or whatever. And I loved this game. I loved that game. I loved playing through it. It was super fun. I never really played through a game like that before, but I remember enjoying it quite a lot. And so when I finally got like a Wii U for my, like, you know, a console that had a Batman Arkham game on it, I was like, I want that game. So I ended up getting Batman Arkham City. I think this is the sequel to Arkham Asylum. But I remember just not enjoying this game as much. Maybe it was because it was on the Wii U. I feel like it was probably because it was on the Wii U. But I don't know. There was just something about the first Batman Arkham game that I just enjoyed a lot more. But I honestly don't remember too much about this game, just because I just don't feel like this game sticks out in my mind as much as other Wii U games that I played. But I don't think this is a bad game. I just feel like if you're going to get it, you probably shouldn't get it on the Wii U. Anyway, let's talk about a good Wii U game now. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This game is probably one of the best platformers of all time. And I love platformers as a genre. And Donkey Kong, you know, I never really played the other Donkey Kong Country games before this one. I think I played what was the other one? Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. I think that was my first like Donkey Kong Country game that I ever played, and I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. And I think that's what made me want this game, because I was like, if this is just more of that game, then yeah, sign me up. And I love this game. I played through so much of it. I don't think I ever beat it, unfortunately, but I did play through quite a bit of it, and I don't regret that time because it was a super fun time. I remember one of my friends borrowed it, and he played it, and he loved it. And it was incredible. This is an incredible game. Like, it's incredibly polished. The platforming is like perfect, you know. And there's Donkey Kong, There's no funky mode, whatever, in this game, unfortunately. So maybe the Switch version is the superior version, whatever. This game is still great. This one did it first, let it be known. Next, we got Hyrule Warriors. Alright, so, you know, I'm not like the hugest Zelda fan, but I saw this game and I was like, you know what? This game looks pretty cool. I never had played a Dynasty Warriors game, but you know what? I was like, if I'm gonna get into a Dynasty Warriors game, it's probably gonna be the Zelda one, unless they make a Pokemon one. They never did, so Zelda one was the next best option. So, you know, and you know what? I actually really did enjoy this game. I don't think I'm like the biggest fan of this style of game, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit. Just in general, like playing through it, like beating up all these enemies. Like I enjoyed my time with this game quite a bit. You know, I'm still not like the biggest Zelda fan, so like I feel like if I was, I probably would have gotten more enjoyment out of this game. But nevertheless, definitely had a fun time, and I know a lot of Zelda fans did as well. It's Hyrule Warriors. That's final verdict. It's Hyrule Warriors. All right, moving on, we got Injustice: Gods Among Us. This was another instance of like, you know, I wanted more like edgy games. I think that was sort of the same case with Batman Arkham City. Like I feel like if I really thought about it, I'd be like, yeah, I don't need Batman Arkham City on my Wii U. But I think part of me was like, no, I want to prove that I'm a serious gamer. I want to prove that I'm a hardcore gamer, even though I don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation, whatever, you know what I mean? And so I got Injustice: Gods Among Us. I was like, whoa, this game looks so cool. Like, look at it, it's so dark and all these villains, and it's rated T for teen. And oh wow, look at this. And I remember playing it, and you know what? I did enjoy this game. These games aren't the reason why I wanted the Wii U. And I think that's what it came down to, was that I was getting them more so because I felt like I wanted to say that I owned this game rather than I wanted to play this game, if that makes sense. But I did play it a little bit with friends and enjoyed myself enough. But, you know, overall, I just feel like there was other multiplayer games that I was a little bit more worried about around this time. Speaking of which, we have Mario Kart 8. So, Mario Kart 8 is probably the best Mario Kart. I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe specifically. But this one did it first. You know, Mario Kart 8, I think it perfected the Mario Kart formula in a lot of ways. The graphics are really great. I remember I was super hyped for this game leading up to its release, because I already had a Wii U at this point when this game came out. And I was just waiting for this game to drop. And I was just like, man, when it finally came out, I played it all the time, man. And when I found out that they were coming out with DLC for it, I was like, hell yeah, I'll get more Mario Kart 8 shit. And then I did. And I really enjoyed this game, and I ended up getting all the DLC for this game. I beat all the cups. I don't think I beat them all on 150cc because I suck. As much as I love Mario Kart, I'm not the best at Mario Kart. I think I'm okay. I think I'm decent. I think I'm good at Mario Kart generally. But I was not good at the 150cc races. Like I just couldn't get the gold triple star, 3-star on that. So that's always going to be one of my biggest life regrets. But you know what? It's Mario Kart 8. You know, it was inevitable that it was going to cause me some trauma. Anyway, moving on, we have New Super Mario Bros. U plus New Super Luigi U. So, I've stated in other videos that I love the New Super Mario Bros. Series as much as people like to hate on it. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think this is my favorite in the franchise. I don't know. There's just a lot about this game that I like. I don't know. I remember being so excited. Like, this is one of the games that I was most excited to get once I got the Wii U. And this was one of the first games I did get with. In fact, I think this was a pack-in title with the Wii U. I think I got this with my Wii U. And I couldn't have asked for a better game to get. Because not only did I get New Super Mario Bros. U, but I got New Super Luigi U. I got 2 games in one with the Wii U. How could I ask for anything more? It was great. But yeah, no. I really like the New Super Mario Bros. Series. And I like I said, I think New Super Mario Bros. U is my favorite. There's just, the level design is great. The power-ups are great. I just think it's Wii, but better in a lot of ways. I don't know. The world map was awesome. You know, the multiplayer was still super fun. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to describe in any other words like why I like this game so much. It's a fun time. I like platforming games. That doesn't hurt. I like Mario games. I like playing bullshit multiplayer games with friends. That helps. It's just a good time. I enjoyed New Super Mario Bros. U quite a lot. New Super Luigi U definitely also. Yeah, you know, it was a good time. Next, we have Nintendo Land, possibly the best multiplayer experience you will get on the Wii U, besides Mario Kart potentially. It's a super fun game. I think this was like a launch title for the Wii U, and I do think it's a good launch title. I don't necessarily think that it has as much entertainment value as Mario Kart or other maybe more general multiplayer games, because I feel like if you're a Nintendo fan, you're going to enjoy this. I feel like it's harder, not impossible, but it's harder for like general audiences to like get a lot of enjoyment out of this, just because there's a lot of niche Nintendo references in this that I don't think everyone's going to get. And I don't think all of the mini games are as easy to like pick up and play as like Wii Sports was, as they were in Wii Sports or Mario Kart. That's just how it is. But I still think that this is one of the, if you can convince people to play this, it's a great time. It's always going to be a great time. The Luigi's Mansion game, the Mario Chase game, the Zelda Adventure game, the Metroid game. The Metroid game is so fun. The Metroid game is so fun, dude. Oh my goodness. I love the multiplayer Metroid game. And they got some single player games that are decently fun. The Donkey Kong one comes to mind specifically. That's kind of the only one that comes to mind specifically, but still, it's still a good time. You got the Animal Crossing one. That one's decently fun. There's just a lot in this package that I just think is really enjoyable. Yeah, it's Nintendo Land. I think that's just how I'm going to end all of my rants about each of these games. Rayman Legends. This is another game that I got when I first got my Wii U. It's a platformer. I like platformers. I never played a Rayman game before this one. So this was kind of an interesting choice of game to get. But I was like, you know what? I'm willing to try it out. I think my aunt got this for me, and I think that she liked Rayman when she was younger. So I think she was like, oh, they have a new Rayman game? Like, I gotta get this for my nephew. And then she did. And I remember playing through this entire game with her because it was co-op. And we beat the whole game, and we got all the stuff. We 100%ed it, I'm pretty sure, and it was super fun. I enjoyed this game a lot. I think it's really a lot more fun when you're playing it multiplayer. I don't think I would go back and play this game single player personally, but I still really enjoyed my time playing this. And you got these like little cool like Mario and Luigi costumes for Rayman and his little buddy here, this guy right here. And I thought that was really cool. It was kind of a superfluous thing to add to the game, but I still quite enjoyed it. And I feel like this game was like built for the Wii U. I think it actually literally was, and then it got delayed so they could port it to other consoles. But I think that this was built around the Wii U because there's a lot of like Wii U gamepad integration with this little guy right here. And I remember thinking that it was really awkward playing, because I have the definitive edition of this game on the Switch, and I remember thinking that it was really awkward the way that they integrated him into that game, because it's so clear that it just works better if you're using the gamepad to like tap him on into the screen. Like, that's, in my opinion, that's just how it feels. But still, overall, good game. It's Rayman Legends. Moving on, we have Scribblenauts Unmasked. So this is another interesting game that I own. So I like the Scribblenauts franchise. I have Scribblenauts and Super Scribblenauts on the DS. I enjoy that game. I think I have Scribblenauts Unlimited for the 3DS. I think I do. I talked about it in my 3DS video. Whatever, you've seen that one, you've seen it. Either way, I like the Scribblenauts franchise, and when I saw that they were making a DC Comics-based one, I was like, huh, that's interesting. Do I remember much about this game? Not at all. I actually don't remember playing this very much at all. I just remember, it's a Scribblenauts game, and you can write the names of various, superheroes and supervillains from the DC universe, and they will appear in the game. And that's about the most that I remember, honestly. But it's a Scribblenauts game. If you like Scribblenauts, you're probably gonna like this. I think I ended up getting this on the Switch too, because I think it came out on the Switch in like in like a pack with like Scribblenauts Unlimited as well, and I was just like, yeah, why not? I don't get it, and I still haven't played it on that, but I have it on Wii U. So if I ever want to go back to the Wii U, it's here. Yeah, it's Scribblenauts Unmasked. Anyway, moving on, we have Super Mario 3D World. This game, man. This game, another game that I got when I first got my Wii U. I love this game. I remember this came out at a time when, first of all, people really were getting tired of the very generic style of Mario game. And I feel like a lot of them were coming out, especially with the new Super Mario Bros. Games. There was not a whole lot of like creative Mario games that were coming out in the same vein as like, you know, Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy. Like they were not in that vein, that very creative open world style of Mario game. And so when this game came out, I don't think it was received as positively as it would have if it came out nowadays, maybe, or if it came out, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if there was ever a good time for this to come out. But that being said, this is a great game. Like, this is a great platform. I love platforming games. I don't know what to say, man. I love platforming games. I love Mario games. This is a great iteration of both of those. The power-ups are great. The cat suit is a great power-up. The visuals are good. They're super great for the Wii U. It runs perfectly. It controls really well. I don't know what much. I feel like a lot of people have experienced this game because of the re-release on the Switch, which I think is great, because I think that's a very well worth your time, that port of this game. But the Wii U version of this game is still really good. If you have the Switch version, you might as well play that. But if you don't have the Switch version and you have a Wii U set up and you have this game, this is a really fun time. I really quite enjoyed Super Mario 3D World. I didn't really play it multiplayer very much, just because, I don't know. I think at the time, it was a little harder to get people to want to play this specific Mario game as opposed to like Smash Brothers or even like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But so I mainly played this single player, but I really did enjoy it for what it was, and I think that now more than ever we can look like I feel like everyone can look back on this game and see how get a fondness out of it that maybe you couldn't get when it first came out. But even when I first got it, I was super fond of it. It's Super Mario 3D World. Next, we have Super Mario Maker. So this was one of the last Wii U games that I got, I think, just because, you know, when it came out, it was so late into the Wii U's lifespan. But I remember this being like one of the last like major Wii U games that I wanted, because the idea of it was so novel in concept, just being able to make your own Mario levels in a Mario level creator that was endorsed by Nintendo. Like that was crazy. I think it was awesome to get this. And I remember I think when I first got it, I think a couple of my friends came over and we played it, and we just like played a bunch of like user levels, and we dicked around in the level creator, and that was super fun. I remember the fact that the amiibo support in this game was so cool. It was like the coolest iteration of amiibo integration into any of these games that I'd ever experienced. You could literally almost every amiibo in existence when this came out, you could tap onto your gamepad and get the ability to turn into them in the game with this little mushroom. Only in the 8-bit versions of the levels, but still, that was enough, because it was still so cool. You could turn into Link or Sonic or Pikachu or the other Pokemon or anyone. You could turn into anyone. It was so cool. I loved it. I love this game. I'm not the most creative when it comes to making levels, so I didn't make a whole lot of. Well, that's not true. I made a good amount of levels. They weren't really that cool. I remember making like levels like, oh, I'm gonna try to recreate Club Penguin with the limitations of the Super Mario Maker level editor and all that, like stuff like that. Like, it was just mainly for novelty for me. But I didn't like make a whole lot of like serious levels that I would like post on like the Mario Maker, like, you know, I almost said forums, but it was more like the servers, whatever you want to call them, that I would post for people to play. But I enjoyed playing other people's levels. I enjoyed just seeing all the different, like, I think they had some free updates after this game came out, and I remember like seeing those and being like, oh, that's cool, like they added this really cool thing. And yeah, no, I enjoyed I enjoyed this game. I think this was like the last good Wii U game that came out. No, that might not be true. I don't remember. I don't really remember all the other Wii U games that were coming out around this time. I just remember this came out in late 2015, literally a year, almost exactly a year before the Switch was revealed, I think. But it was still worth people's time for sure. If you had a Wii U, I think that this game was well worth your time. I mean, it's Super Mario Maker. I really am just doing that with every game. All right, next we got Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. So if you know me, you know I love the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. I was obviously going to get this game. There was no question about it. I got the 3DS version. I love the 3DS version. Even before I got the 3DS version, I was like, I am getting the Wii U version. Because stuff kept coming out. Yeah, stuff kept coming out about this game, talking about how the two versions would sync in some way, and they would, like if you got both, like, the content would transfer between both versions and whatnot. And even that, like, even without that, I still wanted to get both versions, just because, I mean, it's Smash Brothers, man. You get, if you're a Nintendo fan and you have the latest Nintendo console, you're gonna get the Smash Brothers that's on that console. It's just it's inevitable. Smash Brothers is so fun. I think this is probably my second favorite Smash Brothers game. I mean, no, Ultimate's pretty good. I feel like Ultimate's probably my second favorite. Brawl is my favorite. I think Ultimate's probably my second favorite. I think this one's probably third. It's probably third, just because I got so much playtime out of it. Maybe the 3DS version is my third, and then this one is fourth. Because I feel like you know what? No, I feel like I enjoyed this version more. I feel like I played this one a lot more. Well, I feel like I played the 3DS version a lot more with my friends, because we would like play it together at school and stuff. But I remember playing this like anytime I would hang out with my friends, like, and we were at someone's house for like a sleepover. We would play this game. It was just so fun. It was so like they really were just perfecting the Smash Bros. Formula at this point. And there was so much content in this game. Like, it's insane. And between both versions, there was so much content. Like, it's crazy how much content was in these games. I think this was like the reason to buy a Wii U. And I think this really did push a lot of people to actually buy a Wii U, even if this was the only thing. This and Mario Kart. If these were the only two things that they wanted a Wii U for, they would buy it. Granted, not a lot of people bought the Wii U in general, but if you did, you were gonna get this game. I mean, it's Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, man. What else can be said? Okay, we have two more games. I'm almost out of breath, but we have two more games here. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. I think I got this a couple months into having a Wii U, because I was like, you know what? I want a Zelda game. I never really played a lot of Zelda games. I was not the biggest Zelda fan, as I've said before. But I remember seeing footage of this game, and I was like, I think if I was going to get into any Zelda game, it was going to be this one, because it looked so just cartoony, and I like the cartoony style. I like the cel-shaded visuals, the updated visuals that they gave it for the Wii U version, and just the fact that this game looked so fun, like just going on this big, like pirate adventure on the open seas and sailing with your boat. It just looked really appealing to me. It just looked really just like a fun adventure to have. And I did play through most of this game. Like, I probably made the most progress in this Zelda game specifically, as opposed to like every other Zelda game I've played before. I never beat it, unfortunately. I think I got stuck at the Triforce Quest portion of the game, which is, I think, where a lot of people would get stuck. But I just never like pushed myself to like beat it or go any further than that, unfortunately. Even though I feel like I should have, because I feel like this game was really fun. And I really wish that I could say that I beat it, but I never did. But nevertheless, this is a phenomenal game, phenomenal Zelda game, phenomenal Wii U game. I love this game. It might even be my favorite Zelda game in general, which is not saying a lot because I'm not like the big Zelda fan. But in general, I think this is probably, it's up there. If it's not my favorite, it's up there. Maybe Minish Cap might be my favorite, but this one's definitely up there. And finally, we have, brace yourselves, people, Wii Party U. I'm kind of disappointed that we're ending on this, because I don't actually, no, I do have some stuff to say. I'm not going to say I have nothing to say about this game, because I do. I don't quite remember why I wanted this game. I think I just wanted another fun multiplayer game, and I knew like Mario Party was a big hit, and I was like, Wii Party U. Wii Party with you. Yeah, it sounds fun, right? It sounds fun when you say it in that way, right? Yeah, right, guys. Anyway, no, I think a part of the reason why I got this game was because it came with a Wii remote, and I needed another Wii remote for my Wii U. And so I was like, it comes with the game, might as well. I don't think it was like that much more to get this and the Wii U and the Wii controller than as opposed to just getting the Wii controller, because I think you had to get this bundled with the Wii remote. I think it was probably because obviously it's a party game. You're gonna want at least one more Wii remote besides the one that came with your Wii or your Wii U. So like it made sense, but like overall, this game is interesting. I'm hesitant to say it's bad, but if you're gonna play a party game on the Wii, just play Mario Party. Maybe not Mario Party 10, because I hear that's not the best game, but you can get Mario Party 2 on the Virtual Console, and that one's probably your best bet. You're gonna have to get some classic controllers, but you can do it. But honestly, I have a lot of weird niche fond memories of this game, just because I remember playing it with one of my friends specifically a lot, and I think that we just laughed a lot at this game because of how silly it was. There was specifically one specific board, because it's a board game. It's like Mario Party in the sense that it's like a virtual board game where you play mini games in between the rounds. But I remember specifically there was this one board that was based on like fashion, where you had to like go and like complete like an outfit. We played that specific board so much and just like had such a fun time just laughing at it, just playing through it. I just remember I have a lot of fond memories from that specific time, and I think that this game I attribute a lot of those fond memories to the fact that they were from this game, and just I think that alone justifies owning this game to me overall. So I don't regret getting this game at all. It's Wii Party U. So would I say that I recommend it? Fuck it. Yeah, no. I say you have not lived until you buy a Wii U and buy Wii Party U and play on the fashion board. I'm just going to go out and say that. Might be a controversial opinion, but I don't care. Fuck you. Also, that's my Wii U game collection. Hope you enjoyed.